Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jade and today's video is all about how I reached my first 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. Yay! Can't believe the day's come where I can record this video, like how exciting. I started my YouTube journey back in November 20, I was gonna say 2015, like what? Back in November 2020, and I reached 1,000 subscribers just under the 5-month mark of me posting my first video. I'd originally set about a year to reach that mark, so mind blown that I managed to do it quicker than that. But I always knew that the second I reached that goal, I was going to do this video and I was going to talk about the tactics that I used to get to 1,000 subscribers. Now, I'm not going to be talking about some of the stuff that you're probably used to hearing. So I'm not going to be sharing like how I make my thumbnails or my SEO strategy. I'm not going to be sharing that in this video. This video is going to be more about the specific tactics that I use. And I think there's going to be a lot of tactics in here that you've not heard before. If you are interested in that other stuff though, then please subscribe because I will be releasing future videos on my YouTube journey which will be detailing all of that good stuff. So let's get to it. Okay, so the first tactic that I want to talk about is when you first hear it, you're going to be like, I've heard this one before, but I feel like you've probably not heard it in this context. So the first tactic is about utilizing other social media channels. So I'm not just saying, oh, share your videos on your Instagram account. Like, obviously that is something what you should be doing. Get the word out there. Don't be afraid, don't be embarrassed, don't let your mindset hold you back. Share until your heart's content. I'm not just going to talk about that. I'm actually going to talk about specific things that I've done on my social media channels, which I think really helped me, especially in the beginning. So the first thing that I've done is I created a separate Instagram channel for this YouTube. This isn't a necessity for everyone. It very much depends on what your niche is, because this YouTube is all about social media tips and kind of side hustles and leveling up your hustles, starting businesses, etc. That I don't post about that on any of my other channels, so it needed its own forum. It wouldn't just naturally fit into one of my other channels, so I gave it its own page. And then what I did, I was very tactical with how I grew that page. And if you want to know more about how to grow your Instagram page and all that kind of stuff, I've got a ton of videos on it, but I'll link to one about growing your Instagram page up there, especially when it's a new page. So what I basically did with this Instagram page when I first started out is I found YouTubers who were similar to me. I then found their Instagram pages and then I engaged with the followers of their Instagram account. The reason why this works so well is by me engaging with people who are already following a similar YouTuber, I am increasing the chances of these people seeing my notification that I've left a comment on their post and looking at my Instagram page and thinking, oh, that's interesting, going on my link in my bio, finding my YouTube and subscribing to me. That might sound like a really long user journey and you probably think, how much does that really happen? But I would say when I went through my phases of engaging with Instagram accounts who I really believed would follow or subscribe to my YouTube channel, I would see an increase of 10 to 20 subscribers every time I did that. And when you're first starting out, like, those 10 to 20 subscribers are huge. Like, like we all know how hard it is when you're trying to get to your first 100 subscribers. And it's like every time you get one new subscriber, you want to throw a party because you're so excited about it. So getting 10 to 20 subscribers just through using that Instagram engagement technique is huge. And the best thing about that whole method and that tactic is that you're not just getting random people subscribing to your account. You've been so strategic with it that you're actually finding people who will benefit from your YouTube content or who will enjoy your YouTube content because you've been really specific and you found people who already enjoy content on YouTube which is similar to yours. So now you've gained 10 to 20 subscribers who will actually watch your videos. Because that's what you want. Like, no one just wants a bunch of subscribers who are just sitting there. Like, you want people who are actually going to engage with your videos. And that's what that whole tactic does. So that is one of my biggest tactics, especially when you're just starting out. And I 100% recommend giving it a go. You don't need to start a new Instagram channel to do that. You can use your own. It doesn't really matter, but I just 100% recommend that. And obviously, in order for this tactic to work, you do need to have like the link to your YouTube in your Instagram. Obviously, that needs to be in your bio. Otherwise, that is not going to work. The next tip I have for you is such a simple, wholesome one. So I've just realized that I've got like zero contrast going on in this video. I'm just blending into my background. Sorry about that. But the next tip is such a wholesome one. It's such an easy one. And if you're not doing it already, then please start doing it now. when I first started out, and I think to be honest, I've only just stopped doing it. I thought I'd give my mates a break. But when I first started out, I obviously told all my best friends about it, you know, good old WhatsApp group, got the word out there. And I basically just warned them and I was like, look, from now on, every time I post, I'm gonna need you to watch my video, comment, like it, share it. Like you need to be like my biggest supporters for a while. And obviously they did, because they're my mates. And you know, if your friends push back on that, then I would encourage you to potentially question your friendships. Your friends should want to support you, so I would assume this would be an easy ask for anyone. But I basically done that, and every single time I posted, I shared a link to my new post, and I was like, guys, you know the drill, watch, share, etc. And I did that every time I posted for literally up until now. I've only just stopped doing that. And they're, you know, my best friends, and they're amazing people, so they still do it now. They don't need me to ask them anymore. But there's something about getting good engagement within the first hour or so of you posting on any platform, YouTube included, which really helps you with the algorithm. So it's a nice, easy way of giving your new videos a boost. Also, and this is in line with this, and I hope you do this already, but when you post, watch your video. You should be the first person watching it. You should be the first person liking it. One thing that I've learned on YouTube is that it's not awkward to like your own video, but it is awkward to do that on Instagram. But it's not awkward to do it on YouTube because no one really knows, except I've just told you all, so now you all know that I like my own videos. But for the rest of you, no one really knows. I'm basically just saying, you know, do what you can to get your engagement up when you first post, especially in the beginning, because you're not going to suddenly get loads of people viewing your content when you first start out on YouTube. Like, you're just not. It's going to take some time. But that's what your friends are there for, to help you. So use them. Okay, so the next tip that I have won't be applicable to everyone, but I would be doing a disservice if I didn't mention it, because I think it's probably responsible for at least 20% of my first 1,000 subscribers. What I did is I built an email list, which is an incredibly valuable thing to anyone. Even if you're like, I don't have a business, and what would I have an email list for? It doesn't matter. If you're an influencer or a budding influencer, get an email list. Emails are incredibly valuable for several reasons, but the biggest one is that your email list is something that you completely own and are in control of. You do not completely own YouTube, you do not own Instagram, so it doesn't matter how big you get on any of those platforms, it's still, the success of that platform is still not within your control, but your email list is. So now we've got that out of the way, how I use my email list to help me with my YouTube. So I actually ran an ad where I had this quiz. And I was basically just saying, like, find out what your side hustle is. I also had a Are You Ready to Be an Influencer quiz. I had a few quizzes like that, and I put like a $5 behind it for a few days, and I got so many responses. And as part of that quiz, you have to submit your email address. Now, you don't have to sign up to my email list, because that would be illegal to force people to sign up to it for data protection reasons. But if you wanted to, you could. And basically, I now have over 1,000 people on my email list, which is insane. And I managed to get there within like a couple of months. It's actually quite easy when you use tactics like quiz, you know, making quizzes and stuff like that. If you're interested in more of that kind of stuff, let me know in the comments and I can do a video on it. But what I basically use my email list for now is every single time I post, or pretty much every Sunday, I will send an email to my email subscribers just saying, hey guys, this is what I've posted about this week. In this video, you're going to learn this, check it out. And that also helps me because I send that email immediately after posting. So it helps, you know, boost my ranking because I get a lot of immediate views. But it also it helps engage that community, and it provides people with another way of watching my YouTube channel in case, you know, they don't have an account and they're not subscribed. So 100% recommend building an email list if you can. As I mentioned, if you would like a video on tactics on how to build an email list, please let me know below. I will also put a link to ConvertKit, which is what I use to build my email list, in my description. Okay, so this next tip is golden, and it made quite a big difference to my videos. I'll actually show you on my analytics, like the impact that it made. But before I share that tip, if you are enjoying this video and you're finding it useful, please like, comment, and of course subscribe. Join the family. I upload content every single week. Okay, so I'm actually gonna get my phone and I'll put it up on the screen here so that you can see what I'm looking at. So what I'm basically going to show you is how my views have differed between the month of December and the month of January, and then I'm going to tell you why they were so different. So in the month of December 2020, I had 706 views. Now, what's worth noting is that things are different in December in general. There's a lot of people doing things like Vlogmas, there's loads of content out there. I didn't participate in anything like that. So that might have, you know, added to the fact that my views weren't even low for me at the time. That was pretty much my average view at the time because I'd only started in November. But it's just worth noting that that may have contributed to what my view count was. But if we go to January, my views were 3,864. Like, that is a significant jump, right? And if we look at that in terms of subscribers, in December I gained 40 subscribers, and then in January I gained 146. Obviously, your views do usually relate or correlate to your subscriber count. So the reason why there was a bit of a jump there is that I changed my strategy when it came to sourcing video topics, right? So there's a couple of things that I use to find a good video topic now. TubeBuddy, which I will do another video on in more detail, and I'll also put a link in my description. I use TubeBuddy to find video topics because it's really great at keyword research. So it will basically give you two scores. It will give you a score based on the search volume, so how many people are searching that keyword or that topic, and it will give you a score based on the competition, so how many people are actually talking and creating videos on that topic. So that's one thing that I use in order to help me just figure out, okay, how many people are actually talking about this? What is my likelihood of me doing this video and actually ranking well on search? Again, I can do a whole other video on this. But in addition to using tools like TubeBuddy, there are other things that you can do manually without TubeBuddy to help you figure out if the video that you're about to record is the right one for you to basically talk about. So my strategy before was basically to think of, all right, what do I fancy talking about? And then I would search for it, and I'd basically think, okay, I can see that someone has made a video on this topic what's got 200,000 views, therefore it's a good topic to record, and that's what I'm gonna do my next video on. Now, you may think, yeah, logically that makes sense, but it doesn't, because what happens is that big YouTubers who have an established subscriber base can pretty much talk about what they want because they have huge amounts of subscribers and they're interested in what they've got to say. So they don't really need to do so much work in regards to whether what they're talking about is trending. They just need to talk about something what's interesting and useful, and their subscribers will watch it. And what that means is that when these are little YouTubers such as myself, are looking at topics, and I look for a topic on YouTube and I see that it has loads of views, I am led to believe that it has loads of views because it's a popular topic, but actually it just has loads of views because it's a popular YouTuber. And that is such a key difference. So what I started to do was to search for different topics on YouTube. If I had one in mind, I'd type it into the search bar, see what come up, and then I would filter it so that I was only seeing videos which were uploaded within the past month. So that rules out the risk of us picking a topic which was really relevant 2 years ago, right? So I only want to see videos what are uploaded in the last month. Then I will go through all of the videos and I will look at how many views that video has versus how many subscribers that YouTuber has. So it's a bit of a manual, tedious process, especially if you don't have an add-on like TubeBuddy or something else. But what you will hopefully do is see whether or not there are any YouTube videos uploaded in the past month by a small YouTuber who has managed to achieve a lot of views on it. Because if they have managed to do that, it means that it's a good trending topic. However, if all of the videos will pop up, maybe there's not many because it's an old topic, so there's not many done within the past month, which is your first red flag. Or maybe a few pop up, but they might have loads and loads and loads of views and also have even more subscribers. So you might find a video what's got 200,000 views, but it's been uploaded by someone who has 1.2 million subscribers. That doesn't mean that it's a good topic to use, right? So you want to be looking for videos what have the balance in the opposite way. Once I started doing that, things changed. I honestly think that is one of my biggest reasons for my increase in views, and then that in turn meant that I started to gain more subscribers. Okay, so the last thing that I want to talk about in this video is Facebook groups. You might have heard this one being used before, but I just have a few caveats here because I don't think I use them in the same way that a lot of other people use them. So there's so many different Facebook groups out there which are all targeted at YouTubers and small YouTube communities, and it's really nice to see. When I first found out about these, I was like, great, sign me up. So I found loads, and I was actually really disappointed because I would say I joined maybe 10, and out of all of them, only one was a legitimate group which had people sharing actual tips, looking for advice, and not just trying to get sub for sub or increase their viewed count. So many of the groups aren't very well moderated, and therefore they're either just completely spam, so it's everyone dropping links to their videos over and over and over again, which isn't effective because then there's too many links and therefore no one looks at them, or it's just loads of people doing sub for sub. And I cannot stress this enough, do not do sub for sub. There is no point, it is not useful in any way, shape or form. It may take you a year longer to gain 1,000 subscribers if you do it the organic way. But how much more valuable is it to have 1,000 subscribers who watch your content than 1,000 subscribers who don't? It is the difference between you getting brand deals. It's the difference between you growing to more than 1,000 subscribers and how quickly you grow. It's the difference between how much money you make when you become monetized. Because yeah, you might get monetized because you've got 1,000 subscribers and you met the watch hours. But if every time you post, your subscribers aren't watching your videos, then you're not getting views, no one's watching the ads, and you're not making money. So it's just completely counterproductive in my books. But so many Facebook groups are like that. So what I recommend doing is joining a Facebook group. The only one that I was referring to that I actually like is called Women of YouTube. I recommend joining a Facebook group which is really well moderated, and the whole purpose of the group is to share advice and tips. It's not to drop your YouTube links, it's not to ask for people to subscribe to you. That's not it at all. The whole purpose is just like knowledge sharing. Because once I joined that group and I started engaging with people's content, and also I just started reading their posts, I learned so much more about YouTube. Like I was studying it like my life depended on it anyway, which I also recommend doing. But I just learned so much more. And it was just so much more interesting to hear from people who were really successful, to hear from people who were struggling. It made you feel like you weren't alone. You don't even have to engage with the group. You don't have to post on it. It's just really useful just to sit in and hear what people are saying. So I recommend Women of YouTube. I'm sure there are more out there. If there are, then let me know because I'd love to join them. But that brings me to the end of my video. I hope you found it useful. I know my first few tips were very much centered on Instagram and how you can use Instagram to help your YouTube channel grow. So if that's of interest to you, I recommend checking out this video. It is all about the Instagram algorithm and how you can use it to help grow your page. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video.